Hey guys, Willpower64 here. Hope you guys are doing well. This is just sort of like a update video of some sorts. I know I haven't really been explaining why we haven't been doing a lot of the main Let's Play right now. So we're also going to be doing something else as well on this video. So if you want to skip right to the main meat of this this video, skip to this timeline here. But as of right now, we're just going to do a little update on the channel and explain what's going on. So, explain why I haven't been able to record 1000 Year Door at the time is because due to, well, two things. One, I've been dealing with a lot of hand pain, and the doc kind of explained to me what could be wrong with it. Not exactly a full-on answer, but I won't go into that. The other thing was my capture card. It kind of gave up on me. You're going to be noticing that in some future videos. I'll go into that in a second. But I had to go get myself a brand new capture card, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. The other thing I wanted to bring up were the reviews. I would like to go back doing those. I just got to find the time to do it. Just with what work's been getting me to do, work's getting me to stay late. So I don't know how that's going to be playing out, but hopefully I'll be able to get back to reviews. We're going to be doing Galaxy 2, which I really want to get into. The other thing I'm going to be working on, I'm working on a special video that I'm working on. I already done some of the filming, and, well, I should say recording of it, I should say. Pretty much blunt, I'm just going to say blunt straight out. I'm going to be doing a Super Mario Generations video. So pretty much what that is pretty much what it's going to be is like, what would be the levels used for if like Nintendo did make us a Super Mario Generations game for like Mario's 35th anniversary. So anything with Super Mario Bros. Wonder or anything like that that's going to be coming out, that won't be part of this. This is mostly from like Super Mario Bros. All the way over to Odyssey. That's what pretty much we're going to be looking at. But that's going to be later on. And of course, the main thing right now, 1000 Year Door videos will be back starting later on today. So look forward to that. I'm excited as well, now that I'm able to finally record again, because I've been wanting to play 1000 Year Door again. And of course, the main thing right now is what was announced not that long ago. 1000 Year Door is getting a remake, and when I first heard that, I didn't know there was a Nintendo Direct when that came out that day. All I knew was I was at work, and on my phone, there I get notifications of YouTube channels, and Chug Conroy uploaded a video that said, I think it was like 1000 year reaction, and at first I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then also YouTube was letting me know, like, oh, by the way, there's a Nintendo Direct today, and I was like, what? Like, wait, Nintendo Direct, 1000 year reaction? I was like, oh, hold on, gluing the pieces together, and I quickly ran to find a place where I can quickly just look, and I found the trailer for 1000 Year Door, and I was having a bad day that day at work, and whatever bad was happening, completely gone, just from this alone. And I am like, it's like no words can even describe, not just for myself, but I'm sure for thousands of people who loved 1000 Year Door and who's been dying for a Paper Mario game to go back to how it was originally. We're already getting Mario RPG, which is phenomenal. I know I didn't really grow up playing Mario RPG. I mostly played Paper Mario and 1000 Year Door. I still think RPG is an amazing game, and I'm still looking forward to it. But the remake of 1000 Year Door got me off guard. So the whole point of this video is pretty much me going to be going over my thoughts on the trailer, and we're going to be going to go through it a little bit at a time. So, hey, let's get started. So starting things off, the first thing that I kind of noticed was the book here, where it shows the book and all that stuff, and how it's on an overhead angle, not exactly right above it, on an over angle. And I'm wondering if maybe the book's going to be different. At first, I thought maybe it could be a pop-up book, but then if you notice in the trailer, we kind of go towards it. We kind of go sort of towards the book. So maybe we're actually going to get like a cutscene of explaining what happens. That, or it's going to be how it was, like where it's just like showing the images and all that stuff. I could be wrong though. And then of course we go towards Mario and Luigi's house, which looks so good. I love that, with Parakarry coming down. And then, of course, inside the house, you might notice, obviously in the background, that there is a map and a photograph. The photograph, funny enough, is all the partners from the first Paper Mario game, and of course the map is from Paper Mario. And I love this little bit of detail, how in Super Paper Mario they did that with the photographs of the characters, and now we're kind of doing the same thing again. The other thing I want to bring up real quick, that is, I'm kind of shocked that they're doing Thousand Year Door before they're doing Paper Mario. I know Paper Mario is on the Nintendo Online stuff, but the fact that they jumped to Thousand Year Door and didn't do Paper Mario is kind of interesting. And not only that, but we're also getting this remake. Literally, it was announced a couple of months after the announcement of Mario RPG. So everyone's kind of thinking to themselves, like, hey, you know, are they just going to remake all the old school RPG Mario games? And I'm calling it now. Superstar Saga for the 3DS is going to be showing up here. I'm calling it now. We already have the original. We're going to get the 3DS version. Calling it. Anyways, moving on into the trailer. Obviously, it shows the town, which looks amazing. And then, of course, we have showing up at the harbor. And I just love the fact that, okay, we can kind of see this area. You can kind of see they brought back all the, like, the Sailor Bob-ombs and the Sailor Toad. So knows that pretty much every character that was in the original one is pretty much going to be back. Because in the later scene, where you see Mario talking to Goombella, there's the pinatas in the background. And then, of course, you've got the Gus's, the rogue guys, chilling on the right. And that's cool. And I just love how this town looks. It looks so, like, no one ever thought about seeing Thousand Year Door in this kind of clear, crisp sort of thing. And it's almost unreal to see it like this. Moving on in the trailer, you got Petal Metals, where Mario and Goombella are jumping around. And then the first thing that caught my attention when they were in Petalburg was the notice of Goombella when Mario turned around, and Goombella did too. And that shows, like, I was like, oh my god, characters are actually, we're going to get like their back sprite, like, animation or something. We get to see what they look like from behind. Which wasn't, the only people who had that back then were Mario and Peach. And it was cool, but it was also weird how everyone will always face you. But everyone, like Mario and Peach would face away, but everybody else stayed the same way, this is cool to see this. This is actually really nice. And of course we got Professor Frankly talking, and then of course my opinion, the thing that caught me so excited was the map and the Thousand Year Door. And if you look at the Thousand Year Door, it's got this, it still has that little bit of that like dark magenta red, but the door's got this gold look around it to kind of give it like the mysterious thing, because like that's what everyone said, behind the Thousand Year Door was a lot of treasure, like mysterious treasure that nobody knows about. And that's the thing that stands out in this room, and I think that was the thing that they were going for in the original version, but this one really shows it, how everything's all like gray and like pillars are like breaking apart, but then there's the door and it's gold and it's like staying well intact, and that looks so cool. One thing I'm gonna try was that part, if we can see the entrance to the pit of 100 Trials. I'm actually watching it right now. I'm just trying to see if I can get a small glimpse. I'm pretty sure, because I'm trying to look at the place and I don't see a form. You can kind of see a little bit of an entrance. Like you can kind of see a small entrance to the pit of 100 Trials. You can still see the platform area is destroyed, but not much else you can do about that. And then of course the next scene is them going through Boggly Woods, and Boggly Woods, looks so gorgeous with the floor, the beautiful like rainbow colored floor with the beautiful like sunset or sunrise, however you want to look at it. And like there's leaves falling off the area, like little petals of the leaves. That's really nice. And then we move on to, obviously, this is Creepy Steeple. You got the booze flying around you and all that stuff. And I don't know if they make faces. Some of them make faces. No, they stay the same. But you got like, I love the lighting is going through the, like it lights up not only just the area you're walking, but everywhere else. And it looks so cool. I've seen like that crystal area. And then of course we got the going up the castle. That was cool. Here was the thing that, okay, this part here caught my attention. First things first was here in Glitzville. Seeing this part here where you got a Toad in a completely different outfit, and that made me realize, I'm like, when you go to Glitzville, is instead of the Cheep that's going to be there, is it going to be this guy? Or is this someone completely different? Could this be a new character? Who knows? But once Mario ground pounds, and you can see the platforms coming down, you can actually see inside the place, and you can see, I believe his name was Pudley? Either way, you can see him. And then, of course, if you look very carefully at the door of the juice bar, you can see at the top right corner, you can see a Toad head. And if anybody who's played Thousand Year Door knows, that's Miss Jolene. She eventually shows up there a little bit later on, which is really cool. So anyways, you got that coming down. Of course, we got the Tattle Center right beside the house where everyone kind of, like Mario and Goombella, kind of squeezed through, which is cool. And I like that they actually did that. They actually put a sign for the doing the Tattles and all that stuff for the Trouble Center. That's what it was. It was the Trouble Center. So that's really cool. And of course, we got Mario folding up into a paper airplane. That's really cool. And then of course you have Madame Fleury, and I love the roses that continued when she does her pose. She's got the roses and all that stuff. And of course, I love this. I love the Punies in the bubble and how scared they look. They look so scared being blown away. But the only thing, not only that, but like, look at this area. Just look at the water behind the tree, and you can see like you see branches from like a lot more blurrier on especially on the lower area. It kind of gives you that idea of like there are multiple layers inside this tree, and this water's going through it. It's really cool. And of course, we got Koops screaming to Mario, telling him to take him to Hooktail's castle. We got the scene where the chair moves, and of course we have Yoshi, or in my Let's Play. Well, actually, no, it hasn't happened yet. That I ain't gonna tell you who I named this character, but you'll see eventually. But yeah, then you got Yoshi here, which was really cool, and you still got the Game Boy Advance. That's really nice. And of course, we have Yoshi walking around. And then, of course, the thing that made me scream so happily was the battle system. They brought the battle system back, and I was so happy. And yeah, just rewatching this, the Super Guard, actually, it's letting you know about the Super Guard. That's really cool. And of course, obviously, there was the scene with Blooper, and that was the other thing that caught my attention was, hey, Goombella's freaking out. It's not just Mario now, it's Goombella, so that means the characters. Could these characters actually now have reactions to what's going on in the game? So continue on the trailer, and then we saw this part where it was Madame Fleury, where she was going towards the Hammer Bros, and she had an angry look on her, like she was ready to attack, and that's really cool. And of course, you can see Luigi in the bottom left corner, which is really nice. And obviously, then the next scene was Yoshi, and this is in Riverside Station, and I love the fact that when the Yoshis came by, the stage kind of jumped a little bit, because it's just a charge. And if obviously people, I don't know if anybody's pointed this out yet in the trailer, but anyone who's played Thousand Year Door knows that this is an upgraded stage, where the first section had little speakers on the side of the stages, while the upgraded version has even bigger speakers, and it's got the bottom section where it shoots out all the ice things, which is really, really cool. I really like that. Obviously, a hint to what happens when you're staged after every 10 levels. And then, of course, we have Bowser, and I don't know if anybody noticed this, but I kind of did. Someone drew a mustache on the Bowser painting in the background, and that's kind of cool. It's like, dang, whoever wasn't... Someone here isn't a fan of Bowser, and obviously they did that. I'm hinting it's probably going to be one of the guys who said they saw... Well, there was one of the... I think it was a Hammer Bro who actually made fun of Bowser earlier, which was kind of funny. Obviously, and then, of course, this is something else that caught my attention, was the Bowser section. Anyone who noticed... I noticed this right away, and I never really tested this, and I'm probably going to test it in the Let's Play, is Bowser can do a ground pound. And it occurred to me, I'm like, was that part of the original game? I don't know. But that was interesting. And of course, obviously we have the Super Bowser level, which was cool. And of course, the scene where Bowser talks to the poster Peach, which I can't wait to see that part. And then this part here with Mario flying in the blimp. And he has his partners in the background. And that's so cool to see this. Where you got Mario and the partners going over to Glitzville. The problem is, I think this is going to be the only time we see this, because anyone who's played Thousand Year Door knows you get small cutscenes when you revisit Glitzville, and unlike the first time where you get the full-on big awesome scene, that was really cool, but I don't think we're going to get that. And then, of course, the dry bones falling down. But I noticed this yesterday, and my best friend, I was with him yesterday, he told me what he noticed as well, and I noticed that one of the keys in the background, the key that you normally get in Hooktail's castle, is green now, which is kind of interesting. Why is the key green? Is it because, I guess, red was too much of a color? But I don't know. But yeah, green key. Interesting. So not only that, obviously you get the curse moment. Instead of a flashing light, it's a thunderbolt that Mario gets hit by, which actually is kind of funny. Moving on up, you go to the shop, and it just occurred to me, is it me or some of these items a lot cheaper? Like, mushroom only 4 coins? I always thought mushrooms were always like 5 coins back in the original game. I'm gonna put up, like, I'm gonna have to look back and just put a comparison screen on there, because I'm gonna have to have a look. But I'm pretty sure that some of these things are a little cheaper in this game, which does bring up the point that people are wondering, I would love for this in this game, is a difficulty mode. How difficult do you want the game to be? Do you want it to be easier, where you can get more experience points and items are a lot cheaper? Or if you want a normal mode where, like, it's like how the original game was and you get the normal experience points. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of cool. But who knows? I know they did that with Pikmin 3 when it was released for the Switch, which when I played the game, I went straight to hard mode, and then I found out, I'm like, well, this is no different than how it was on the Wii U. And then it was like, yeah, the hard mode in Pikmin 3 on the Switch is just the Wii U version. And I was just like, well, this is kind of a little unfortunate, but yeah, it's what it is. So, moving on next, of course, we're back with the front scene with Goomba, like, giving Mario a kiss. And now we got Koopiku, I think her name was. We got her now looking upset. And she obviously attacks Mario and Koops, which is kind of funny. And then, of course, the town villager getting turned into a pig. And like my Kirsten told me, or Kay, however you guys want to call her, they look like origamis, which was kind of cool. And I was like, oh, cool. And also, again, everyone's freaking out to this. Like, look at Yoshi, and Mario's freaking out. Everyone's freaking out here, and I think that's really cool. And then, of course, you have obviously you got the Glitz Pit here with everyone going over against Rock Hawk, because he's the champion. One thing I did notice was the pose on Rock Hawk's poster is different. This is different, and if anyone who's played Thousand Year Door knows, this is the point where you're going to get the Yoshi egg, which, funny enough, will be seen later in the video. And then, of course, you get the Miss Mouse scene, and of course, this is what Koops looks like from the back. So this is kind of cool. Moving on next is the train scene where you got to discover a mystery, and again, seeing everyone react to the mystery part. And of course, you got Penguinton giving this kind of smirky look, and it's like, because he knows, he's like, I'm a world-class detective. But anyone who's played this game knows how well of a detective he is. Best detective ever. Better than Detective Pikachu. So then moving on up, we got, of course, the egg moment. And it's hard to see, but the owner of the hot dog stand, the pig guy, he's freaking out too, because he's like, hey, come back. And it's a small little detail, but I love this, that you can actually see cords. You can see a cord going from the hot dog stand to the ice cream stand outside, and it's really cool. And of course, you got the background, you got the balloons, you got all that stuff, and even the inside, like, you can see, like, it's got like a smoothie machine in there, there's ketchup and mustard, there's a hot dog, and it looks like there's like a camera thing of some sorts there too. Not sure what's going on, but of course you got Mario and Flurry in the background. And then of course you have the shocked Mario face. I'm calling it now. Forget shocked Pikachu, we got shocked Mario now. And of course you can see on the far left is the Shadow Mario, which was really cool. And then of course Rock Hawk when he came through to the ring. And I love the fact that everyone now is looking like everyone's like pumped. Everyone, instead of everyone just having like the generic face, you see characters like, you see Lakitus, cheering with the clouds looking angry. Even the toads are looking angry. Like, everyone is like, this is when like you go to like a WWE thing. This is really cool. And of course, we actually got our first glimpse of what the crystal stars will look like, because it's on the belt. So that's something to always be remembered about. Like, hang on, what about this? And then, of course, lastly, you have this giant robot that appears in the Great Tree, which this looks really cool. I love how it looks. And, of course, the last thing of them all, Hooktail. Hooktail looks amazing, and I cannot wait for this. This looks so cool. Honestly, and then, of course, we have the intro, and then, of course, it ends with the Peach and Tech scene. And I like the fact, at first I was wondering why Tech had red eyes until I found out that it's the Japanese version of Tech having red eyes, while the American version we had the blue one. So overall, my honest thoughts of this remake is it's unreal. It's still now, I am still like confused, like not confused, but like still can't believe that this is a thing. The 1,000-Year Door is getting a remake, and it's not just like this is just an HD version. It's not the same game, just with better controls. No, this was from the ground up, redone. Even the music's been redone, from what we can tell. And honestly, like, there's no words that can be described of how I think everyone is about this. I can't even describe it. Like, I'm trying to describe it now, but I can't. I guess best words that everyone can say right now is thank you. I guess that's like the only word that everyone can think of right now, is just thank you. No one can really, everyone is like freaking out, panicking and all this stuff, and they're like excited. Like, if you were to go to someone right now and be like, hey, you excited for 1,000-Year Door? They're like, oh yeah, what are you the thing you're looking forward to the most? And they'll tell you everything. They'll say there won't be a moment. They'll have their favorite moments in 1,000-Year Door, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be excited to see said moments. My personal favorite moment is in Chapter 7. For those who don't know, I won't explain why, but Chapter 7, that one, anyone who's played the game knows which one part I'm talking about. It is like the most satisfying moment in video game, for me at least. But all in all, this remake has left me speechless. And I think the only time that's ever happened was when Majora's Mask 3DS and Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire 3DS versions were coming out. I think those were the only times I think I was speechless at a Nintendo Direct. And yeah. So those were my thoughts on the event. These were the things I noticed in the chapter, which I think was cool. Or in the trailer, I should say, which I think is cool. I'm going to probably put a big spoiler warning at the very beginning, because like I know I mentioned some things, because I've played 1,000-Year Door so many times. I have a save file that has over 100 hours. It's like I've played this game to its fullest. I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. Anyone who's not played 1,000-Year Door, you have to. It is the best Paper Mario game, and I know there's some people who, if they do exist, there's some people who do like Sticker Star. I played Color Splash. I thought it was okay. I can't stand Origami King, and I can't stand Sticker Star. I honestly thought when this game was coming out, or when the next time another Paper Mario game comes out, I wouldn't play it. I full on said, if they're not going back to the way they were with the next Paper Mario game, I will not play it. And it's funny to see that the next Paper Mario game that is coming out is actually one of my favorites. So, as quote from my friend said when I talked to him yesterday, he said that Nintendo heard our calls and gave us our wish. So, this is something I'm really looking forward to. Anyways, I'm going to end things off with saying, when 1,000-Year Door comes out, I will be playing it. I know I'm doing a Let's Play of 1,000-Year Door right now, so come check that out. But when 1,000-Year Door Remake comes out, 1,000-Year Door Switch version, whatever you want to call it, we will be playing that one too. And I'm really looking forward to it. Even though I'm already in the middle of one, I don't care. I love 1,000-Year Door. I'm happy to play it again. That being said, Later on today, Thousand Year Door Part 16 should be coming out. Enjoy that. And now I will endure the torture of waiting for this game to come out. And I think the only best way I'm going to be able to handle that is, well, go back play some more Thousand Year Door. So, this has been Willpower64. Thank you all for listening. I hope I point something out that maybe some people didn't even notice. But, well, we'll see you guys when Thousand Year Door comes out for the Switch. Oh, man. Oh, geez. There's nothing else I can really say now. Here's hoping. Here's hoping for more, here's hoping that this is what... If this is what the future of Paper Mario looks like, if they're going to go back to their original roots, I will be happy. I will be happy.